Hiya folks, it's Kikoskia here, and welcome back to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity. And we left off, Berold successfully arrived at Theon Bog with the help of Hiravius. Berold sends his regards. Fantastic! When last we left off, we are here in the Russetwood. We've been tracking down this incredibly dangerous wolf, and we have found the Wolf Cave. It is there that we can hopefully put an end to all the troubles that the wolf has been causing.
Yes?
That said, we did help a wolf earlier, but all the signs around here point to this being an incredibly dangerous place. Helping one wolf probably isn't going to make a huge difference.
What?
Or maybe it will. Either way,
I'm here.
let's pop in and see what the situation is. There might be traps, there might be... well, there's got to be wolves. That's a definite. This place is not very big, and I see a lot of
Certainly.
remains. A lot of remains. I think that's not a normal wolf. Standing tall amongst the wolves inhabiting the cavern, this creature turns to face you as you venture forward. Scores of wounds and scars riddle its hide, and one dull eye stares out blindly from its skull. It growls a threat as you approach, one echoed by its fellows. At the creature's feet lie two villagers, one heavily wounded. The other holds an arm across his stomach, and he looks up at you with pleading in his eyes.
Help! Please help us!
I'll try! As the beast turns its head back towards the hunter, you sense a strange aura emanating from it. It is as if its hide were holding in a tempest of soul essence, fierce and all-consuming as flame. We could rush forward. That's not going to end well. Intellect 14 we don't have. This is called a druid wolf, so being a druid would be very useful. We could use our dexterity to throw a torch as a distraction so that those people could try and escape. But I think we'd reach out for the beast's soul. There's something odd here. It takes little effort before the beast's soul threatens to overwhelm you with its intensity. Wrath and hunger buffet you on all sides until you reach through the storm to find a smaller, dimmer pulse of light, and are swept headlong into a memory. The chill bites into your cheeks and your lungs burn a little from the run. You look down at the little wooden carving in your hand and run your thumb along the edge of the carved bear's spine. The totem has already brought you luck. You found 2 rabbits and as many snares, and that's a rare enough feat these days. You're certain now that this is a gift from Galawain, that you were meant to find it on that lonely shrine, and take it. No, you weren't.
Soldier.
Your father's voice snaps you out of your reflections, and you rush forward to rejoin him beside the campfire. That's a name I've heard before. You brandish the hairs and catch a glimpse of a rare smile under his greying beard. But the smile disappears almost immediately as a shadow falls over you both. You feel the rush of wind a moment before the log comes crashing down, and roll out of the way just in time. You hear your father cry out in pain somewhere nearby. Both the hairs and the totem slip from your grasp. You can feel power surging within you. Your heart thunders in your chest, but instinct pulls your senses into order, and you feel the familiar stretch of limbs, the sudden, dizzying shift in height. But something is wrong. Your senses are fading, rather than growing stronger. There's a howling in your head, like a screaming chorus, and everything in you shrieks for you to bite, to tear, to eat. The memory slips from you, and when you come back to yourself, the beast is shaking its head as if to clear an itch, clawing at its ears. Soldrin? The creature snaps and snarls, evidently uncomprehending. It edges towards the nearest hunter, even as it watches you balefully with a single eye. If I back away, what happens here? As you draw back, one of the winter wolves suddenly leaps in front of the hunters, taking up a defensive posture. By the way it favors its leg, you recognize the wolf you helped in the wilds. Okay, I have some time.
I'm here.
I know where I need to go. I know what I'm looking for. I need to find the totem. And I need to put it back on that shrine in the northern part of the map. And I think I know where to look. For we found a hunter's camp here. And the person that asked us to help them track down the wolf is a hunter. So if we go to the hunter's camp, we can find that thing if we're lucky. There's a lot of snow here. I imagine we could have thrown a stone to help the villagers escape. But helping that wolf turned out to be a boon. So, rush over here. Is what we're looking for here. Is what we're looking for
I'm
here.
here.
Yes, it is. And we didn't find this when we first explored this area. This is something that is triggered by the quest. We have here some money, a potion, and a hunter's totem. This skull-sized piece of wood has been carved into a stylized figure of a bear striding forward. There is a multitude of decorative engravings and gouges cut into the surface. We'll take that,
I'm here.
and we will quickly return it to where it needs to be. Hello, cat. And that is, we need to go all the way over to the Shrine of Galawain by the road to Durgan's Battery. Or should I say, path to Durgan's Battery. Oh, there's also this that I didn't check out. The teeth marks upon the deer bones suggest a large predator. That was a clue that would have brought me to the wolf cave, no doubt. But I missed it. So we're almost there. And once we've gone to here, hopefully the curse on Soldier will be lifted? I hope. Okay, you're a little bit behind because I had you sneak the whole way. Yeah, I shouldn't have had you sneaking the whole way. Silly me! Imagine Liren just quietly skulking about while everybody just legs it towards this shrine. The altar does not appear to have been touched since your last visit. Wind whistles softly past the arcing bones. Place the totem on the altar. As you set the totem back down onto the shrine, the wind suddenly picks up, lifting powdery snow and leaves into the air. You hear the distant baying of hounds upon the breeze, and the air grows thick with the scent and taste of copper and gunpowder. The bear carving's eyes seem to gleam, pinpoints of crimson against the sudden, growing darkness. Lead shadows prowl against the backdrop of the stone altar, and for one timeless moment you feel as if you are being pulled away by a current of fear and ferocity, the thrill of chasing and the panic of being pursued. At last, it releases you, and the shadows melt away under the day's light. In the distance, you hear a mournful howl.
I'm here.
Okay, we must return to the cave. And hopefully those people that the wolf was guarding, the one that we helped, are still alive. Or more likely they made their escape when we broke the curse. For there was a curse going on. He had angered Galawain by taking that totem without permission. If he'd got permission, it would have been different. But he didn't ask. Or he asked and he didn't get an answer. Either way, we're back. The villagers are gone. And here's Soldier.
I'm here.
Hello. This young man nearly vanishes within his tattered furs. Both man and hide are covered in patches of grime and dry blood. His head snaps up immediately as you enter, and you find yourself on the receiving end of a fearful, one-eyed gaze.
What? What's happened? Who are you?
He reaches up to touch the skin around his blind eye, gingerly. I returned the totem to Galawain. You're cured.
Galawain, the totem! I took it to gift to Father, and then the ogre attacked. I changed, and it was like I was shackled to someone else. He wanted to chase, to hunt forever. I remember it in pieces. It's mostly darkness, but I could see. Sometimes. I think I hurt someone. Wait. My father. Thiersch. Is he alive? Where is he?
Honesty is the best policy. He's injured, but alive.
Oh, merciful gods. I don't know what to say. What you must have seen of me.
He looks at the bones scattered across the cavern floor and cringes.
I remember the taste. How can I return home after all this?
Your father would have helped you if he could. He'll be glad to see you.
Do you think so? I fear he may greet me as a monster still. But then, if that is the sentence I've earned, I will accept it.
He won't.
I will go home and beg my father's forgiveness. To you, I offer this. It is the dearest thing I own.
He lifts an amulet over his head and hands it to you.
I will tell my father what you have done for me. If you mean to return to Stalwart, perhaps you will find me there.
I will return to Stalwart. I have to go to Caird Newer. Along the way, I'll check in on you. See how you're doing. Now let's look at this item. The Ancestor Pendant. Ooh, that's a really good item. Guardian Spirit on Unconscious. Foe target plus 20% slashing damage taken. Ooh, and it summons a Phantom. And plus 2 calm. Reverence for ancestors is common among many of the peoples of Iximiddle, though it takes many forms. Some tribes and clans burn the remains and belongings of their loved ones, while others will pass down certain jewelry and artifacts. A few are even known to craft necklaces and bracelets from the bones and teeth of the departed. A few of the beads of this necklace are veined with something rust red in colour. You feel the faint pulse of essence within it. This is an item for you. You're currently using this, which gives you plus 50 max endurance is good. However, I'd much prefer you to confer a positive 2 slashing damage dealt and summon a Phantom if you go unconscious. Right, you're using Resolve and Intellect, you're wearing the Resolve Cloak, you're wearing that, and you're wearing... Honestly, put that there. I don't think we need that anymore. Right, is there anything in here
Certainly.
that I want? There's this, which is a small pile of money and a potion.
Quietly now.
Is there anything hidden in here? I really hope those 2 people were able to get away. They probably were. They probably were. We have Kurok's Brand. This is a wand. 10% chance to cast Combusting Wounds on hit or critical hit. 5 burn damage over time when dealt damage for... Ooh! Interesting. And a fireball! Huh. Kurok was an Adiran noble in Raid Seras who owned 600 acres of Vorlus fields. He considered himself a pious man, and his neighbours and tenant farmers knew him for his fervent devotion to Wodika. He laboured alongside his tenants and kept meticulous records of production and sales. Yet he was also known for his pitiless temper and his ruthlessness with shirkers. He carried a switch with him and would savagely thrash any worker he caught dawdling or lagging. Yet he was a favourite of the Imperial Governor, and so his excesses went overlooked. One day, Wideward approached him while he was doling out an especially savage beating. Wideward, fresh from his encounter with Aerthus, demanded that Kurok release his victim. When my lord refused, Wideward asked what the tenant farmer had done to deserve such treatment. "He neglects his duties in the field," Kurok replied. "Every day he gathers less, yet still he enjoys the protection of my estate. Is it any wonder that your harsh treatment of this man would render him unable to fulfill his duties? Let him enjoy a week of rest. He will return to your service renewed," said Wideward. Kurok sneered. "You would reward his indolence. It is my right and my responsibility to discipline him for his errors." "What authority gave you such power over this man?" Wideward asked. "Wodika the Oathbinder. It is she who set me above the farmer as his lord and employer, and her order that I serve in disciplining him." But Wideward persisted. "Does not the quiet winter beget the fruitful spring? It is by Aerthus' clemency that we enjoy rebirth in each new life, and restoration with each morning. And it is Aerthus' season that blesses your fields. I say to you again, Release this man. In his fury, Kurok turned a white one, his switch raised to strike. Yet the rod grew suddenly hot in his hand. He cried out, and as he held the rod, it ignited. The flame that gushed forth blinded him instantly, scarring his face in the manner of the burned queen. Kurok dropped the smouldering rod and fled to tell the governor of what he had witnessed. Interesting. This is a very you item. This is a very you item, Durance. Let's give you that.
I'm here.
Anything else here? Anything else secret and sneaky? There might be. There might be a little treasure. Or an item that would otherwise be overlooked. But there's every chance as well that there's nothing. And there is indeed nothing. Okay.
Yes?
With that done, it is time to head back to Stalwart Village and go and see the hunter we got the quest from. Then we'll be popping back to Kednua, likely next time, and getting a mechanics bonus, because we're going to be heading into a dungeon.
Absolutely.
And when you head into dungeons, you need to be able to disarm traps. We have Mechanics 9, but Mechanics 9 is starting not to cut it. When we get another level, we really need to put more points into mechanics. Our sneak level appears to be sufficient, but not our mechanics level. Well, let's rush over here as quickly as we can. There shouldn't be any encounters. And head back to Stalwart Village. 8 hours, and then it'll take a day to go from Stalwart Village to Kednua. And then a day and a bit to go back to the Russetwood. And we are... Music stopped, so it'll be loading soon. We are here! Right, let's go. I'm sure that Soldran's father has forgiven him. I'm sure he has. And together, they will deal with all the trauma of the stuff that Soldran has gone through. And here we are! Father and son
I'm here.
have been reunited. It will take some time, but Thirsk looks up as you approach. Lirin, Soldran explained some part of what you did to save him, but I still cannot quite believe it. To think all this time.
You couldn't have known, Father. Everything that happened, it was my doing. I tried to free myself, but
There will be time enough for that. Let us not dwell on it now.
Stranger, I never imagined I could not hope to see my son again. But you have returned him to me.
There's no reward I can offer that will match that. But I hope you will accept this. I will not.
You will always be welcome here. May the gods turn their gaze from you, stranger, and may your path be clear.
Oh, we just got levels!
I'm here.
Oh, we got levels. That's a great thing to see. And Ringfinger has been completed! The hunt for Nidhen's remains proved difficult, as the Glanfathans lied incessantly to cover for those who were responsible. And Orlan Brishalgwyn helped Sir Spunty IV sort the truth out, eventually recovering every part of a dead murderer's body. That the Glanfathans were more than willing to lie about what they'd done, none of them turned violent when Sir Spunty IV and the Brishwigan confronted them. And Ananfath ordered the Brishwigan to bury the body in a new location that was less well travelled than the paths near Cleoban Relag. Upon returning to Kednua, Sir Spunty IV realised that the Umatha had never asked for Nidhen's ring finger to be returned. We have his finger. Constitution +3? Tied to a simple leather cord, this finger once belonged to a notorious Glanfathan murderer. Locals exhumed his body to create sacred objects, but you assisted the Glanfathan Anamfatha in recovering it. Despite insisting the body be buried in a new secret location, the Anamfatha never asked you to return the finger that had been found at the killer's original grave. Mind Lance once per day. Wow. We have levels to do. We have so much to think about. Because I need to make sure that we level up as best we can. But this place is getting really tricky.
I'm here.
It's getting really tricky. I need all the power I can get. Need all the power we can get to deal with the Master below and Odd Newer as well. This level won't be the tipping point that will give us victory there, but we're getting closer. That we are. But that'll all be for next time, folks. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're not. And if you are subscribed, press that bell for those notifications. And I'll catch you next time, folks. And I'll see you then. Later.